Welcome everyone to Reality Unveiled. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating relationship between our minds and the constant stream of thoughts that flow through them. Imagine your mind as a bustling city, full of vibrant chatter, unexpected detours, and even some roadblocks. Some thoughts are uplifting while others can feel like heavy traffic. What if I told you that the best way to navigate this chaotic landscape isn't by fighting against it, but by embracing it? Let's explore the nature of thought, the pitfalls of resistance, and the transformative power of acceptance. To understand how to manage our thoughts, we first need to recognize what they are. Our thoughts are like clouds drifting across the sky, sometimes fluffy and light, sometimes dark and stormy. Neuroscience tells us that our brains are in a constant state of processing information, drawing from our experiences, beliefs, and emotions. For instance, think about the last time you had a conversation with a friend. You may have felt joy, nostalgia, or even anxiety about what you said. Each of these emotions triggered thoughts that may still linger in your mind. It's crucial to understand that thoughts are not inherently good or bad. They're simply mental events that come and go. Now let's talk about what happens when we encounter thoughts we don't like. Many of us have an instinctive reaction. We resist them. We think, I shouldn't be feeling this way, or I need to push these thoughts out of my mind. But here's the catch. This very resistance often leads to greater turmoil. Imagine a beach ball. If you try to hold it underwater, the harder you push, the more it fights back, eventually popping up in an explosive manner. This scenario captures the cycle of resistance perfectly. The more you struggle against intrusive thoughts like worrying about a big presentation, the more they multiply and intensify. It's like trying to ignore a nagging itch. The more you try to forget it, the more it demands your attention. Another problem arises when we over-identify with our thoughts. When we begin to believe that our thoughts define who we are, we can easily trap ourselves. For instance, if you think, I am a failure, you don't just experience failure, you become that failure. This can lead to a fixed mindset where negative thoughts spiral out of control. Consider someone preparing for a job interview. They might start with the thought, what if I mess up? As they dwell on this, it can morph into, I always mess things up, and then, I'm just not cut out for this. Each thought feeds into the next, creating a toxic cycle that can paralyze us. So what's the alternative? Instead of resisting our thoughts, we can practice acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It's about acknowledging our thoughts without judgment. It's rooted in mindfulness, focusing our awareness on the present moment. Imagine sitting on a park bench, watching the leaves fall from the trees. You notice the way they flutter and dance in the air, but you don't rush to catch them. You simply observe. This is how we can approach our thoughts. Allow yourself to acknowledge your thoughts without judgment. When a worry arises, recognize it as just that, a thought. For example, if you're thinking, I'm not good enough, instead of wrestling with it, simply notice, there's that thought again. This simple act of observation creates space between you and the thought, allowing it to drift away like those leaves. You might be wondering, what are the benefits of this approach? Here are a few transformative advantages that can significantly enhance your emotional well-being and takes away the diseases associated with it. By practicing acceptance, many people find that their anxiety decreases. When you stop fighting against your thoughts, you give them less power. Imagine standing in front of a roaring ocean. Instead of trying to fight the waves, you learn to ride them. This shift allows you to experience calm amidst chaos. Letting go of the need to control your thoughts leads to greater mental clarity. When your mind isn't cluttered with worry, you can think more clearly and creatively. Picture a time when you felt overwhelmed with tasks. Once you stepped back, you found solutions that had been hiding in plain sight. That's the clarity acceptance brings. Acceptance helps you acknowledge and process your emotions healthily. Instead of pushing feelings of sadness or frustration aside, you learn to sit with them. For instance, when you experience heartbreak, rather than avoiding those feelings, allowing yourself to feel them can ultimately lead to healing. Practicing mindfulness fosters a deeper connection to the present moment. You begin to savor experiences, whether it's enjoying a meal or relishing a conversation, rather than being distracted by thoughts about the future and creating anxiety. Imagine walking in a beautiful park and truly feeling the breeze, noticing the colors, and hearing the sounds. That's the power of presence. Now that we've explored the why, let's dive into the how. Here are some practical strategies you can use to cultivate acceptance in your daily life. One of the most effective ways to cultivate acceptance is through mindfulness meditation. Find a quiet space, sit comfortably, and focus on your breath. As thoughts arise, acknowledge them without judgment, then gently bring your focus back to your breath. Imagine you're sitting by a river, watching leaves float by. You don't reach in to grab them, you simply watch them drift away. Keeping a thought journal can be a powerful tool for acceptance. Set aside time each day to write down any intrusive or distressing thoughts. For example, if you have a thought like "I'll never succeed," write it down, then ask yourself if that thought is factual. After reflecting, you might realize that it's just a thought, not your reality. This practice helps you gain a new perspective on your mental patterns. Practicing self-compassion enhances your ability to accept your thoughts and emotions. Treat yourself with kindness when negative thoughts arise. Instead of criticizing yourself for feeling anxious, remind yourself it's okay to feel this way. Think of how you would treat a friend in the same situation. Offer that same kindness to yourself. Engaging in grounding techniques can help you stay present when faced with overwhelming thoughts. Simple activities like deep breathing or taking a walk in nature can redirect your attention. Picture yourself walking along a beach, feeling the sand beneath your feet and hearing the waves crash. This connection to the present can provide immediate relief from spiraling thoughts. As we wrap up our discussion on thoughts and acceptance, let's remember that our minds are intricate landscapes filled with complexities. The challenge of managing a constant stream of thoughts is something we all experience. However, the way we approach these thoughts can make all the difference. Instead of fighting against the tide, let's learn to ride the waves. Embrace mindfulness and acceptance, and you might discover a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment in your life. The next time you find yourself overwhelmed, remember the beach ball and the river of thoughts. Allow them to flow without resistance and watch as the clouds clear, revealing the blue sky of your mind. This will help you not only in mental but also physical health. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope this journey into the world of thoughts helps you navigate your mental and physical landscape with more ease and clarity. For any thoughts, please comment and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.